How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So make sure when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about CCIV Lucid Motors. Before we get started, let's go over the agenda. I do this in all my videos and you also can find timestamps down below in the description. So you guys read the title. Is Elon Musk afraid? Is he nervous about that competition over at Lucid Motors? Let's go over the agenda. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is a recent hire that Lucid Motors did, which I feel is great in regards to actually furthering and growing the business and also making their cars more appealing. And then after that, I'm going to be going over an article that literally puts Elon Musk on blast. And guess what? Yes, the internet is undefeated and you can clearly see that, hey, why is Elon Musk actually saying what he's saying about Mr. Rawlinson, right? Is he afraid? Why is he downplaying his role in regards to the production of the Model S? But hey, we'll get into that. And then after that, we're going to be doing a technical analysis for CCIV. I see some opportunities. I think it might pull back even further. And I want you guys to be aware of what those levels may be. And then afterwards, we're going to be doing the institutional ownership. Have institutions been loading up recently on CCIV since its pullback? And we're also going to be taking a look at the short interest information for CCIV. I think this is key for shareholders because it will have an impact on the overall price action, especially with increased buying pressure. So let's get into those videos. So we're now on Benzinga. We're going to be taking a look at some recent news that came out for Lucid Motors. So Lucid names former Waymo executive as CFO in pivotal year. Luxury electric vehicle maker Lucid Motors Inc. has roped in a former executive of Alphabet Inc., which is Google's self-driving unit. Waymo has its chief financial officer, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday. What happened? The Saudi Arabia-backed EV maker has named Sherry House, previously treasurer and head of investor relations at Waymo, as finance chief and to start the new role this week, the Bloomberg report noted. The California-based company had in February agreed to merge with SPAC Churchill Capital Corp. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter and generate $4.4 billion in cash for Lucid. So, why does this matter? Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson said House's technical experience will bolster core leadership team in the pivotal year of Lucid as we prepare to transition to a publicly traded company and launch the Lucid Air. Lucid plans to start making its first all-electric Lucid Air luxury sedan in the second half of this year, and the Gravity SUV is scheduled to be released in 2023. Lucid is among a host of EV startups that have taken the SPAC route to go public. Rawlinson, a British engineer based in California, was previously the chief engineer on Tesla's Model S. The development also comes at a time when Waymo, regarded as a leader in autonomous car development, named Kedra Makwana and Dmitry Dolgov as co-CEOs after John Krafek stepped down from the position. So I wanted to go over this recent piece that came out about Elon. So Elon tweets that Rawlinson was never chief engineer at Tesla, except he was. So let's get into it. You need to look no further than Tesla's own website for proof. Oh, Elon, you weren't satisfied with the only tweeting about your upcoming Saturday Night Live appearance today, so you decided to take another dig at former Tesla employee and current Lucid Motors CEO and CTO Peter Rawlinson. We guess you just couldn't help yourself and had to tell the world that Rawlinson was never the chief engineer at Tesla. The problem is, it appears as Elon isn't remembering it the same way Rawlinson does. But since that could be a simple case of he said, we took the time to dig up some old Tesla blog posts, videos, and even a screenshot of the Tesla website when Rawlinson worked there, courtesy of the Wayback Machine. So, Louis Serrano, your opinion doesn't make anything true. And by the way, why would Elon make Lucid CEO chief engineer if he is who you say he is? Bashing Lucid CEO is also bashing Elon's past decision. Elon Musk. Rawlinson was never chief engineer. He arrived after the Model S prototype was made, left before things got tough, and was only ever responsible for body engineering, not powertrain, battery, software, or production or design. Rawlinson and I have spoken about this exact topic in the past, and luckily I still have the recording of our conversation. Here's how the man behind the Lucid Air explains what went on when Musk hired him to save and deliver the Model S. Elon reached out to me and said, "Look, I've got a bloody disaster on my hands. Will you come and join us?" I joined the company and I checked out where they were at. I remember it vividly. After the first few days at Tesla, I went to see Elon at SpaceX on a Friday and he asked me, "What do you think?" I said, "Elon, it's a disaster. You're going to have to start it again." He asked everything. I said, "Yes, look, I know how to do this. Let me design a Model S from scratch." Elon asked, "What? You mean nothing can be saved?" I said, "If you want the best car, then trust me, it's from scratch." I thought, well, he can only fire me, but he didn't. He said to do it, and he meant it. He actually trusted me and empowered me to do it, and we did do it. Lucid Motors CEO and CTO Peter Rawlinson on how he was tasked by Elon Musk to engineer the Tesla Model S. What we found these two videos in which Rawlinson explains Model S engineering. These identify Rawlinson as the VP of engineering, not specifically the chief engineer as he's described in other places on the Tesla website. So here are the following YouTube videos here. So we have part 1 and we also have part 2. I will be putting a link in the description so you guys can actually have an opportunity to check that out as well. Below is the announcement that Rawlinson had joined the Tesla team as chief vehicle engineer. You can find the full post on the Tesla blog from April 20th, 2010. So there it is. Tesla Motors announces senior engineering and manufacturing executives. And you have chief vehicle engineer is responsible for the technical execution and delivery of the Model S and for a leading world-class vehicle engineering team. So as we scroll down, Inside EVs did reach out to Lucid Motors for comment, but it appears that the company doesn't want to give this story any more oxygen than it already has. A company spokesperson replied, "We have no comment to make at this time. As you will already be aware, Peter's focus is on putting the world's best EV into production. A car with over 500 miles of range that delivers new benchmarks in efficiency, power, range, performance, and charge rate and luxury." There's also this piece from the Tesla website that also names Rawlinson as the chief engineer for vehicle engineering. Personally, I do love much of Elon's colorful personality, and sure, I think Elon and Tesla will be better off without some of his more outrageous statements, but overall, I believe his confident swagger was needed to get Tesla to where they are today. That said, it appears that Elon misremembers Rawlinson's history with Tesla, or even worse, he's guilty of creating some revisionist history. If what we have shown above isn't enough, check out this video of Rawlinson from the 2011 Detroit Auto Show. Additionally, we discovered this list of patents that Rawlinson and members of his team filed for related to his work at Tesla. We certainly don't mind some competitive banter between rival EV companies, but it's important to point out misinformation, which after reviewing the information we found seems to be the case. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys, and yes, we definitely caught Elon saying some things where, you know what, not necessarily the case, but hey, it is the internet, and the internet does remain undefeated once again. This was actually a great read, and I wanted to share with you guys. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for CCIV, which ended up closing the day at $19.18, being up 0.05% on the day. On the low, it tested $19.12, and then on the high, testing $20.22. So right away, what we could see here, we have a support area for CCIV right here at $19, and I definitely want to see it end up revisiting this particular area. If it does decide to pull back, then I would definitely look out here for $18.50, and also if it pulls back further than that, then look out for $18. And if you can get it in the 17s, I feel that is a great opportunity. As we know, pipe investors got in at $15 here, so that's why I'm definitely looking out for those particular levels. I do believe in a long-term potential for Lucid, and it's part of the reasons why I'm actually explaining this, and I'm telling you guys that so you can get an even better deal on the stock. As we can see from the pattern, what's going down, it's below all of our indicators here, which is a 100-day, the 200-day, and as well as a 21-day EMA. So this may continue to have a bearish pattern and have some more room to the downside. We could also see down below from the RSI, we're standing right here around 39. So it's definitely in some oversold territory right now. But hey, I'm looking out for even more of a dip so I can add some more shares. And this is why I'm telling you guys about this. If it starts to look bullish again, then we'd want to see it riding above the 21-day EMA right there at $19.51. So we're on Fintel, and we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership for CCIV and as well as the short interest information. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And right away, as we can see, and even taking into consideration May the 5th, we have 4 institutions that opened up new positions and taking sizable positions as well. As we can see with Avidian Wealth Solutions going in with almost 24,000 shares. Even if we take a look on what went down yesterday, we also have Commonwealth Equity Services in with 94,000 shares and Cohen and Company in with 25,000. We do have 2 institutions that close their positions also on the 4th, but for the most part, we had institutions who were opening up positions, especially seeing Cohen and Company also hedging, going in with a put, which is no surprise at all and makes a lot of sense. And also taking into consideration some other institutions even on the 3rd. But for the most part, institutions are definitely looking bullish on CCIV. We know institutions are not going to invest in a stock if they do not see a potential return on their investment. So taking a look at the short interest information, we can see we have the latest market update, which is today at May the 5th, and the amount of short volume, so these are the amount of shares that were actually traded short, was around 1.93 million, and updated 7 minutes ago, short shares availability stands at 200,000, and the short borrow free rate is at 33.20%, so that is very significant. We can see previously on May the 4th, the short volume ratio standing at around 18.26. So it'll be very interesting to see later on today what that number is going to be looking like. But just taking into consideration the overall short borrow free rate being this high at 33.20%, just lets you know that there's not that many shares that are available to short, and it's part of the reason why the short borrow free rate is at a high amount. So what does this mean? This means anyone who is shorting CCIV is definitely paying a hefty fee here. So for my final thoughts for CCIV, for bringing expertise from Google that focus on the autonomous driving sector, I think this is great and will definitely help them out long term, and especially for their vehicles. The next thing is in regards to Elon. Trust me, I love Elon. I do have shares of Tesla as well, but this was very interesting to see, and seeing him get exposed was even better. And my question is, why would he do that? Why would he downplay Mr. Rawlinson? Those are the questions that I need to ask. Maybe you guys can give me some of your feedback down inside the comments as well. As far as pullbacks in CCIV stock price, hey, I'm looking forward to it because I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of it. I do believe in the long-term prospects of Lucid, and it's part of the reasons why I'm going to be making this decision for myself. And I know a lot of you are going to ask, Dre, why would you want the stock price to pull back even further? Keep in mind and do understand, the original PIPE investors that got in with CCIV paid $15 per share. So if you can get a cost like that, if the stock price decides to pull back, I find that as a great opportunity because you're getting in at the same price as institutions. So be clear on that, and I feel that is great overall, especially if you believe in the long-term prospects. So now that question is answered. In regards to Peter Rawlinson, I just love the expertise he's going to be bringing. You already know he has the right mindset and he knows how to compete in this particular space. As we know, Lucid is focusing on being the luxury option in regards to the EV sector. Now, one thing we also do need to understand, and he's mentioned this in the interviews, that hey, this is a technology race. That's why part of the reasons why I feel that Lucid is going to be a very competitive player in the industry, and I think there's a lot to actually look forward to. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon. Peace.